AITJ for distancing myself from my best friend after she got married/pregnant? Okay, I know the title sounds bad, but hear me out. My F23 best friend, F22, have been best friend for years, and up until a few months ago, were completely inseparable. I basically lived with her BC. I stayed at her house so often. I literally see her as my sister, and she saved my life when I was really depressed. It was all fine until I introduced her to the guy I had a crush on at the time. Let me just say it now before anyone says anything. Knowing what I do now, I wouldn't touch that man with a 10-foot pole. He's controlling and acts like he is better than everyone else. Anyway, I was into him, but I was scared to meet up with him alone. BC, we hadn't spoken in a few years, so I asked her to come with me. Fast forward 3 months, and they start dating, which completely blindsided me. BC, she was talking to a guy that I thought she really liked. I was sad for sure, for like a week, but I wanted her to be happy, so I got over it. Everything was still normal between us, and we were still hanging out a lot, but then I would ask her to do stuff, and she would always say she couldn't. BC, she had plans. WM. That's fine, I understand, it was a new relationship, and so I just did stuff with my other friends. Well, then she had a problem with that, and I only found out. BC, her boyfriend told me that she was a very jealous girl and had cried to him. BC, I was hanging out with other people. Then after only dating for 3 months, they got engaged. I was shocked. I thought they were rushing things, but I supported her and was even the one who set up the decorations for her engagement. After that, all she talked about was being engaged and how amazing it is and blah, blah, blah. But again, me being a good best friend, I supported her and let her talk and just listened. They decided to go to the courthouse a few weeks later and got married, but they also wanted a real ceremony, so she started wedding planning. The entire time I've known her, she wanted sage green and lavender to be her wedding colors, and I've always wanted baby blue. Like, that's my favorite color, and it makes up over half of my wardrobe, and she knows that. Well, imagine my surprise when her colors/decorations/bridesmaids dresses are almost identical to the Pinterest board I've been making since I was 14. It was everything I told her I wanted, and she just took it and said, I fell in love with the color scheme. Like, sure you did. Again, being a good best friend/maid of honor, I let it go. The entire wedding, they kept pressuring me to talk to his brother. BC. He liked me, even though I had told them multiple times over the course of like 2 months that I wasn't interested. They made me sit with him for like 45 minutes, and I felt so uncomfortable the entire time. But they said that it was my wedding present to them. Then after she moved in with him, things really started to change. Things we used to joke about hurt his feelings, so we couldn't talk about them. I couldn't bring up a celebrity that we both thought was attractive, or he'd get mad. I literally felt like I was walking on eggshells every time he was around. Her personality completely changed too. Like, she was always the kind of girl who would never let a man tell her what she could or couldn't do. And all of a sudden, she couldn't wear crop tops or bathing suit bottoms. She couldn't wear V-necks, and if her pants were tight, they were just for home pants. It was crazy, and she wouldn't listen to the music we used to sing together, and shows that we used to love were inappropriate. But again, I just let it all go and supported her, and just went along with it all. Then she got pregnant. And don't get me wrong, I was so happy for her, I am so happy for her, but it just made it all worse. Any ounce of the person I used to know was gone, and she just became a wife. Like, she quit her job, complains about how she never leaves the house, and that she's always in pain, and that she's so bored all the time. That is mostly how fault though. BC, I tried to do things with her, and she just complains the entire time. We bought tickets to a concert for a band we have both been obsessed with since childhood before she got pregnant, and she ended up being 11 weeks when we went. It was a few hours away, but luckily I had a cousin who lives close by the venue, so I called and asked, and they said it was fine if we wanted to stay with them. The day of the concert, we woke up, and I asked her if she was hungry, and she said yes, so I asked if she wanted me to make her something. She told me no, and that she wanted fast food. The thing is, my cousins lived about 45 minutes from any kind of fast food restaurant. I explained that we wouldn't have time to go get food, come back, get ready, and still make it to the concert in time. She kind of dropped it, but I asked her 2 or 3 more times if she wanted me to make her something. She kept saying no, and I walked in on her telling her husband that I was starving her, and when she saw me, she played it off as a joke. So I finished getting ready, and we left early, so I could stop and get her some food. When we finally ate, she was complaining that her stomach hurt. BC, she was so hungry, so I apologized. I felt bad, but looking back, she had the option to eat something all day. She then said that it was not okay, and that she's pregnant and she has to eat. And, when you get pregnant, I'm gonna starve you for a whole day, so you understand. I just kinda awkwardly laughed, and we got to the concert, and boy oh boy, it was miserable. She wouldn't let me pee until she stopped and got a water. She got mad that I had to ask for help finding our seats. Didn't like the fact that there were opening acts / the fact that one of them sang Pink Pony Club. Mind you, this whole time I'm singing it word for word, and she used to before she met her husband. While she says very loudly that it's disgusting and wrong, and it makes her sick. Like, girl, okay? Keep that to yourself. Anyway, she was fine when the band played, but wanted me to drive her home the same night. She wanted me to drive 2 hours back to my cousin's house, get my stuff, and then drive 5 hours to her house. I told her no, that it was almost midnight, and if I did that I would have been away for over 24 hours, and I couldn't drive like that. She huffed and puffed, and then when we did go home the next day, she cried the whole way. She missed her husband. She sent me a text the other day saying that she feels like we are drifting apart, and that she misses me and doesn't know what happened between us. I explained a little bit, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. She's pregnant. I don't want to lose her as a friend and hate that we have drifted, but I don't know what else to do. Also, side note, I was on FT with her the other night, and her husband was beside her, and I was talking about how I thought Matthew Gray Gubler was hot, and he straight up told me, I have a lot of lust, and I need to work on it. And she just laughed while I sat there completely stunned, wondering why it was anything to him. And another time he asked me if it hurt to see them together since I don't have anyone. Like, dude, mind your business and leave me alone.